Vikings are a collective term for a seafaring people who originated from northern Europe, particularly Scandinavia, present-day Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, and engaged in raiding, trading, settling, and exploring across Europe and beyond, from the late 8th century to the mid-11th century, a period of about 250 to 300 years. The etymology of the word Viking itself is uncertain, but it likely originated from the Old Norse word vikingr, meaning a person from a fjord, or one who embarks on an overseas expedition. These were not merely raiders, but explorers, traders, and settlers with outstanding shipbuilding and navigation skills, who had a profound impact on European history. 1. Beginning and background of the Viking Age, c. 793 to 1066. Beginning. The raid on the Lindisfarne Monastery in England in 793 is traditionally considered the start of the Viking Age. This event is seen as symbolic of Viking brutality and their conflict with the Christian world. Causes: population growth and land scarcity. As the population of Scandinavia grew, arable land became scarce, creating a need to seek new settlements. Political instability and attempts at unification. As smaller tribes in Scandinavia unified and royal power strengthened, some individuals left in defiance or to seek new opportunities. Economic motivation. The wealthy monasteries and towns of Western Europe were attractive targets for Viking raids. There was also a strong desire to gain profit through trade. Technological advancement. The development of superior longship construction and navigation skills enabled long-distance voyages. European weakness. Western Europe at the time was vulnerable due to the fragmentation of the Carolingian Empire and internal conflicts. 2. Viking society and culture. Social structure. It was a hierarchical society. Jarls, the noble class, powerful warriors and leaders. Karls, freemen, forming the backbone of society as farmers, artisans, and warriors. Thralls, slaves, often war captives or those enslaved due to debt. Religion. They followed polytheistic Germanic mythology. Odin, Thor, and Freyja were major deities. They had a strong belief in warrior honor and Valhalla after death. Christianity gradually began to spread after the 10th century. Runes, an ancient Germanic alphabet primarily carved on runestones, jewelry, and weapons. They also carried religious and magical meanings. Art and craftsmanship. They showed excellent skills in woodworking, metalworking, and jewelry making. Their art is characterized by dragon figures and complex interlace patterns. Law and justice. They had assemblies called things to resolve disputes and legislate laws. Honor and vengeance were important values. 3. Key Viking activities and regional characteristics. Vikings can be broadly categorized into 3 groups based on their purpose of activity and geographical region. A. Eastern Vikings, Swedish Vikings/Russ Vikings. Main areas of activity: Eastern Europe, Russian river systems, Volga River, Dnieper River, etc., the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople, and the Caspian Sea region. Characteristics: primarily focused on trade, they traded with the Byzantine and Islamic worlds via Slavic and Finnic territories. They were called Rus, which is believed to be the origin of the name for present-day Russia. Major sites/activities: Staraya Ladiga, Novgorod, Kiev, founded or ruled major cities of the Eastern Slavs. Varangian Guard, hired as elite bodyguards for the Byzantine emperors, demonstrating exceptional warrior abilities. B. Western Vikings, Norwegian Vikings. Main areas of activity: North Atlantic, Scotland, Ireland, Iceland, Greenland, North America, Vinland. Characteristics: showed a strong will for exploration and settlement. They sought new lands even in harsh environments. Major sites/activities: Dublin, Waterford in Ireland, Viking settlements grew into cities. Settlement of Iceland and Greenland, Eric the Red established settlements in Greenland. Exploration of Vinland, Leif Erikson reached North America, present-day Newfoundland, Canada, naming it Vinland and attempting short-term settlements, about 500 years before Columbus. C. Southern Vikings, Danish Vikings. Main areas of activity: England, France, Normandy, Spain, Mediterranean Sea. Characteristics: skilled and large-scale, organized raiding and conquest. They controlled most of England and gained settlements in France. Major sites/activities: Danelaw, established a Danish Viking dominion in eastern and northeastern England. Duchy of Normandy. In the early 10th century, Rollo was granted territory in the lower Seine River region, present-day Normandy, by the King of France, where they settled. Their descendants, led by William I, William the Conqueror, conquered England in 1066. Mediterranean expeditions. Some Danish Vikings advanced through the Iberian Peninsula to the Mediterranean Sea, conducting raids. 4. Core element of Vikings, the longship. Innovative design. The longship was central to Viking success. Shallow draft, allowed access to rivers and shallow coasts, facilitating inland raids and stealthy landings. Flexible and sturdy structure, built using the clinker-built method, overlapping planks, they could flexibly cope with rough waves. Oars and sail, equipped with both sails to harness wind power and oars for manual propulsion, they could travel quickly regardless of wind direction. Double-ended design. The ambiguous bow and stern allowed for rapid changes in direction. Purpose, used for various purposes including raiding, trading, exploration, and troop transport. 5. End of the Viking Age, circa 1066. Christianization. The Christianization of Scandinavia led to the gradual disappearance of their polytheistic beliefs and raiding lifestyle. Strengthening of royal power and formation of states. As powerful centralized kingdoms formed in Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, uncontrolled raiding activities gradually became difficult. Strengthening defenses. Various European nations built castles and strengthened their military forces in preparation for Viking invasions. Transition to settlers. Many Vikings transitioned from raiding to living as settlers, engaging in agriculture, animal husbandry, and trade. Decisive events. Battle of Stamford Bridge, 1066. The invasion of England by Norwegian King Harald Hardrada failed, effectively marking the end of the era of large-scale Viking expeditions. Battle of Hastings, 1066. William, Duke of Normandy, conquered England, bringing the descendants of Vikings to the center of Western European politics. 6. Legacy of the Vikings. Impact on European geography, influenced place names and culture in the British Isles, French Normandy, Russia, and other regions. Language. Many Old Norse words, e.g. sky, them, give, take, remain in the English language. Expansion of trade networks, established extensive trade networks connecting Northern Europe, Eastern Europe, the Byzantine Empire, and the Islamic world. Spirit of exploration, demonstrated a bold spirit of exploration by reaching Iceland, Greenland, and North America. Cultural image. For a long time, they were only perceived as brutal raiders, but in modern times, they are re-evaluated as outstanding navigators, traders, craftsmen, and a people with a unique culture. The Vikings were not merely violent invaders, but dynamic beings who, driven by complex motivations and superior technological capabilities, altered the course of history in Europe and the North Atlantic world.